usual bike review type story video for you. Right here is a 2013 Yamaha YZ450F. Stock bike, but it's got a few little minor changes to it, let's say, to suit where we're at on the ice. With me is Jim Drummond of Yamaha. Jim, can you explain what makes this bike different from your stock YZ?
Sure. The first thing we do is take usually a Bridgestone or a Kandanabi in the rear, Bridgestone in the front. They've got an inner liner in them and about a 7/8 inch screw with a 3/16 head on it. These are made by Fredette Racing Products. He makes them a lot of the Midwestern ice racing tires. This is an AMA legal setup here, and to race, you've also got to build a set of over fenders so you don't chew up somebody's leg, you know, on a corner or something. So that's another part of the setup. And with a motocross bike, it's nice to be able to wear a motocross lightweight glove. So we run a gauntlet over the handlebars here. And you know, we're going to be seeing 10 degrees tomorrow, and this is all you need with a motocross glove, and you can run all day.
So just to be clear, internally, engine-wise, suspension-wise, we're on a stock YZ, right?
We are in a stock YZ. You can lower these bikes, but it makes them, for a road course like we're going to run, it makes it a little more cramped to move around on because the lean angles are really severe. And you just wear your legs out, so, or I do. Maybe you guys don't. Well, the basic setups, bike setup is the same. Usually the dampening, you slow everything down for the ice, where you would for a dirt setup. There's AMA legal tires, which we're going to run tomorrow, and the Canadian tires are a much more aggressive stud. They're a lot deeper stud. They work good in the soft ice, but not everyone's adopted them, and for expense, that's the standardization, is just to keep the AMA legal tires.
I thought originally a 450 would be a bit too much engine for me, considering that I've never done this before. But the beauty of this engine is that I can be lazy with my shifts, keep it in whatever gear I want, and just lug it through. So that was nice.
One nice thing we found out in modifying this bike is you don't have to do anything to the thermostat, right? Yeah. It runs in a cold temperature like this without having to replace it, which we can't say as much as some other manufacturers that we heard about.
Right. Suspension-wise, unlike a motocross bike, the damping on here is slowed down because there's no like ruts and whoops and stuff to go through, so it's more like a road race type setup with the suspension settings. And I had no complaints with traction, suspension, I guess when we had solid ice to ride on. Did you?
When there was traction, the suspension was working fine.
Yeah, the power delivery is smooth. When the bike was sliding, we could just control it with our right wrist. You know, there's no TC and stuff on here like you'd see on a modern like road racing sport bike. It's on the right wrist, but you feel it slide away and you can just let it go and you can bring it back and do whatever you want. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was actually, you know, because again we were thinking about the smaller bike to begin with, but after riding the 250 and the 450 yesterday in practice, we found out that really the 450 was an easier bike to, you know, modulate the throttle, use the power, you know, torque through the corners. You know, obviously you don't have to do as much shifting. You can be a little lazy, just use that power. And you know, it did fine. And like the one time that I did lose the front end out on the track, you know, I had it up and maybe 4 kicks later, boom, it fired, and away I went.
Pretty crazy what you can do with a stock motorcycle to get it competitive on the ice. All in all, pretty impressive machine, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.